Hey, I'm Liz Nead, and this is a little inspirational snack for you. Today I want to focus on communication. I was just thinking the other day that communication is a lot like pitching and catching a baseball. You have a ball, and that's the communication, and you have a choice to pick up that ball and throw it to someone else, and that person can receive it and throw it back to you. It's simple, right? You communicate back and forth, whatever it is, with the goal of getting to know each other better, resolving something, just generally letting somebody know what it is that's on your mind. It's a normal part of being a human. Now, I want you to know, I did not come out of the womb a good communicator. I am impetuous, loud, impulsive, somewhat argumentative. You can see it in my nature that I'm one of those people that likes to conquer things, which is great when you're standing on stage, but not so good when you're in a long-term relationship with someone. So it took me a little while to understand that there is a space for all types of communication, that what's coming out of my mouth is not the only way to communicate, that what I'm saying, the volume with which I deliver that message, sometimes silence, facial expressions, timing, all of this is part of the pitching and catching process if you want it to be successful. And it's important to understand that every time you disagree with someone, it's not necessarily bad. It's really an opportunity to understand each other and learn a little bit more about yourself and the other person. Now, I am not Mother Teresa, and I find it incredibly difficult to understand what the other person is thinking and how it is that I can communicate most effectively. Sometimes I get a little focused on my message and the truth in that message, and I forget that, you know, I have that ball and I can pitch it however I want, but if the person can't catch it or refuses to catch it, it's lost. The truth is lost in that moment. And it's also important for me, no matter how sure I am about the message, to be ready to receive it. So I wanted to propose a thought to you, a scenario, if you will. I want you to imagine that you're communicating with someone you love. It has to be someone that you have a long-term relationship with, that you can't just get out of in a heartbeat, and you care about what they think and they care about what you think. So that would be a parent, a child, a best friend, let's imagine, or a spouse or a partner. I'm going to say it has to be someone that you have that real close relationship with so that you can really be yourself. Now let's delve into some of the ways that you could pitch or catch. And I want you to think about which one most resembles you. Option number one, you receive a ball that's been thrown at you fairly hard because the other person is angry, and what you choose to do is you throw the ball as hard as you can in their face. The goal is to throw it harder than them so that they retreat. You're mad? Well, I'm mad. I will out-mad you. You thought you were mad, but guess what? I'm the maddest one here, so you better watch out, because there's no way that you're going to out-mad me, and I will talk over you until you walk away. Are you tired of me being mad? And the next time that you talk to me, guess what? I'm going to be even madder. Another option is to, when someone throws a ball at you that is intended to tell you that they are very, very upset with something that you've done, is to roll the ball back to them and tell them that they're crazy if they pick it up and throw it at you again. Let's try this one. Oh, it seems that you're angry. I'm so sorry you're angry. I'm so sorry that you can't control your emotions. I'm sorry that you are upset by circumstances. Clearly there is something wrong with you because you're acting like you are an escapee from a mental institution. And you know, really, I feel very deeply bad that you have to deal with this burden. How can we handle that? How can we handle that? What can we do for you? Another option is to sort of act as if things are very confusing. You get the information, but and you're holding the ball, and then you just kind of look at the ball and you are quizzical, and you sort of act as if you don't really understand what the other person wants you to do with it. You do know that you're supposed to throw it back to them, but this is sort of a safety net. Let's try this one. Oh, I'm confused. I don't really understand where you're coming from. Yeah, it's not really making sense to me. Can you clarify? I just need to understand where you're coming from. And this is all just very confusing and surprising. I don't really know even what to say to you. Another possibility is that this person who's very upset with you might have a bucket of balls, and what they do is they just keep throwing them at you. You receive them, but you don't do anything with it. You're hoping that eventually they'll stop throwing the balls at you. Another option might be to receive the ball, but then just walk away. And because you don't really have time to throw the ball back. I'm so sorry that you're mad. I wish I had time to talk to you, but I really just have too much to do. Can we just do it later? I know you're very upset, but later would be much better because then I'll have time to really focus on you. And then one of my favorites. Someone throws a ball at you, but instead of throwing it back, you throw it to someone else completely different that wasn't part of the original pitching and catching exercise. You're not going to believe what happened to me when my friend Susan was talking to me. Oh, so annoying. And I cannot believe that she talked to me that way. And don't you think that I'm right? Don't you think I'm right? Don't you agree with me? Don't you want to make me feel better about what my position is? Because I don't really want to talk to the other person. I'd rather talk to you. And it makes me feel better because it's venting. Another one that's actually pretty common among spouses or romantic partners is to receive a ball that is thrown at you. Maybe it's thrown at you a little bit too hard. And so what you do is you pitch and catch with different frequencies. Sometimes you throw it back really hard. Sometimes you hang on to it for a really long time and you don't say anything. Let's try this one. I cannot believe that you would do this to me. This is so exhausting. I'm so tired. You're killing me. You're totally killing me. I can't believe that you said that. That's just it. That one is particularly tiring. I know that one of those options is probably a fallback for you. I'll be honest with you, for me, when I feel tired or backed against a corner, I tend to either act like the person is kind of crazy or I out-mad them and I get really upset. Those are the things that are my fallbacks. What I've learned is that it is pitching and catching and that it's really important for me to pitch the way I think is best, no matter how it is that the ball is coming at me. Maybe they throw it at me really hard. Maybe I get the ball from someone else because that person was talking about me to someone else. It doesn't matter what it is. If I can receive the information and if I can understand the thing that the person wants to communicate with me, then I can evaluate the relationship and say this is worth it and try to connect with the person in the way that works for them. It doesn't do any good to throw something at someone as hard as you can if that person doesn't have the skills to receive it at that moment. And rolling the ball doesn't always work effectively. What really doesn't work is talking to other people unless they're willing to support a healthy resolution. Remember, disagreeing is not bad. That's the way it's supposed to be. We're all human and we all have different perspectives and purposes. And if we can help each other, we can all grow stronger together. So, I hope that I entertained you a little bit with my imitations of the various things that can be done in relationships when you're pitching and catching. And I hope you'll think about what it is that the person is trying to tell you and all the different options that you have available to you. Choose the one that creates understanding. Choose the one that creates growth for you. Good luck at your pitching and catching, and I'll be throwing another ball to you real soon.